Right. Closing out with some Abzan Hero. There's actually 2 Abzan Hero variations in the queue right now. This is the first of the ones we're going to try here in Standard. This is an Abzan Hero variation that's based around Kethis, the Hidden Hand here. So we have a variety of legendary cards. So this card makes our legendary spells 1 less to cast, and then also lets us exile 2 legendaries from our graveyard in order to cast any legendaries that are in there. So this card can generate value as the game goes long and our discard pile fills up. We got a lot of really good interaction in this deck. We've got Trophy, Mortify, Vraska. We've got some Kaya Orzhov Usurpers in the sideboard. So let's go ahead and dive on into some match with this and see how it goes. I like the inclusion of Tithe Taker in the main deck as a card as a way to kind of hedge the flash matchup a bit. Sure. Scry me into a 2-drop, please. Man, is today just like Jeskai Fire's day? If this is Jeskai Fires again, it's our 4th match in a row against it. Which clearly means, using our vast amount of empirical evidence, we can suggest that Jeskai Fires is the entirety of the ladder. It could be Blue-Red Flash, that's true. I think that means it's likely to be Flash. A lot of the Flash decks play a Blast Zone. Played Kethis with Squee because you can cast him from exile. That sounds like a lot of work. It's a lot of mana to generate value. Looks like Blue-Red Flash. Sweet. A little bit of variety in our lives. Scale of 1 to dead, where's this Emmara at? Is Bone Crusher ready for her? Poor Emmara. I think if they don't do anything to this and they leave 2 mana up here, I'm going to shock this in, play Kethis around Quench. And then because Kethis reduces the cost of this by 1, if I just draw any untapped land here, I can play this around Quench next turn. I can't put Bolt Sleeves on my Abzan deck, sorry. It's not how this works. Moldy Locks, thanks for the 10 months of Prime support, I appreciate that, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Bolt Sleeves on the Blue-Red Flash deck, appropriate. Appropriate and beautiful. Zagadwix. How competitive was the Kethis deck earlier? It felt really good. I liked it a lot. I think I'm just going to trophy this to use my mana. Then, I can Tristani, smack them for 6. And close this game out really quickly. Strange men in talking boxes. Distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Thanks for the entire year of support. I appreciate you keeping me around. Yeah, they missed a land drop, but like, I also just want to kill them. And like, if I leave the 3/3 in play, they can tap my attackers potentially. And my 2/2 can't attack then. I'm having a break from Magic since War of the Spark. No matter what, Jeff, I want to say you kept me watching and playing Magic a lot longer than what would have happened without. You're a fantastic streamer, and I hope you get the credit you deserve. Hey, appreciate that. Hope whatever other ventures your hobbies are taking you on are good to you. I like that you can tell you've been around Magic for a while, because I like that you said taking a break as opposed to quitting. Magic, people don't quit Magic, they just take breaks. So, we were out of cards there, but again, best source of card advantage is killing your opponent while they still have cards in their hand, so. Knight of Autumn, actually not particularly useful here. I actually don't have that many cards that are super great. Oathakaya seems fine. It lets me kill Gadwicks and Bonecrusher Giants without taking damage. Maybe I want Midnight Reaper in this matchup. I think I want to just pull the curve down, huh? You want to make my deck a little bit cheaper overall? I like it. Yeah, Tithe Taker's hopefully going to be real good here. Yeah, I think Arena did that for a lot of people. One of the things that I think causes people to take breaks from Magic is that, like, Magic's what I refer to as a lifestyle game, where a lot of people tend to eat, sleep, and breathe it. And Arena allows you to play Magic in a less extreme manner than, like, what Paper turns into for a lot of people. Arena makes playing Magic sparingly here and there a lot easier. You can play Magic for 45 minutes or an hour or even half an hour instead of like having to take an entire evening to go to a local game store or like a weekend to play in a tournament. Remember when 3/4s with 3 came with downside? Come on now, you're showing your age. I think I'd rather Kethis Resolve than Midnight Reaper. I think I want to lead on that one as bait. Yeah, I think we're just on the... Just jam must answer things until something sticks. If this dies to Bonecrusher, it draws us a card, so not too big of a deal. Read. Of course it has downside, it doesn't have an enter the battlefield effect. Checks out. He did have the Iron Eyes. You get an AFK gifted sub, you must have Nanitch. If you look at your Twitch alerts, it'll tell you, or your Twitch notifications, it'll tell you what where your thing came from. Maybe I'm supposed to sequence these the other way because I'm exposing Kethis to Quench. We could just get run down in the air here. I have this Mortify at least. We're going to 11 though, and they have a second 3/1. Really looking to draw a removal spell here. Oathakaya would be excellent. Let's just kill a thing and buffer our life total back up a little bit. When boarding in Sorin against blue-green flash, if they spend your counters on your early plays, you can rebuy them. Haven't played blue-red. Yeah, I could see that. I almost put Sorin in over the 4th Midnight Reaper. I think that's not unreasonable. Gaining life here when they're like a pseudo burn deck is also pretty decent, I think. Wow, brutal. Well, I get to draw 2 cards at least. Okay, those are good ones. You get to get rid of this. So we're ahead, but not so far ahead that they can't punk us out here. Othakai is really what we want to see here, something to gain life. I'm going to go ahead and play Vraska, Golgari Queen here to eat the borrower. They draw Ionize. Gust. So, the sequencing on this trophy is actually really important. I want to trophy it during their upkeep, and the reason for this is I don't want to give them the chance to draw a counterspell, but if I trophy it on my turn, the untapped land would let them activate the castle at my end step, which is not ideal. So by waiting till their upkeep, they untap, but haven't drawn a chance to draw the counterspell for the turn. How many legendaries we got in here? Just one? Awkward. Gaining a little bit of life feels good. All right. Yep, I deserve that. I deserve that. Did I float a mana? Did I not float a mana with the forest? I don't remember if I floated a mana with the forest. I feel like there's a chance I didn't. Oh, it was tapped. I used it to cast Vraska. There we go. The converted mana cost of a card is always the number printed in the upper right-hand corner, except when a spell is on the stack cast for something else. So the converted mana cost of this in play is always 3. On the stack, it'll be 3 unless you've just cast Petty Theft. Speaking of, do they have Petty Theft here? Maybe they're just reading this. It's been a while since this was a card. Bone Crusher's ready, chat. Yeah, same thing with Gadwick. Gadwick on the field is a what's it called? Is a 3-mana spell.
I guess today's your lucky day.
Is it crazy to just play this Vraska and then eat the hero token? I think I'm going to. It's a little aggressive, but I want to get my health total up. I could make a token and eat it, but like... No, I couldn't make a token and eat it because my Vraska killed their Bone Crusher. That Vraska had already activated. So yeah, like this lets me use my mana. I don't know. I think I want to just end the game here. Like the way I lose this game is definitely like, there's 2 ways I lose this game. One is they draw burn and punk me out because my life total is low. 2 is they draw Gadwick and draw infinite cards. Double top. I ain't scared, you're scared. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Hey, Shadow Kid. Thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yep. Well, I mean, I get to draw some cards. Sick. Othakai is great with Vraska too. Just good, clean live in. Lightning, Helix shoot. Oh, yeah. Alright, what am I doing here? Papi! Coffee's for closers, chat. Coffee is for closers. Let's go. 1 cup of Joe, please. Ip, cheerio, mate. Even if they have Gadwick here, they're gonna draw. Yep. So this was like best possibles, right? They hit Sweeper into Gadwick, and like we're still in this game. Vraska is hankering for some Gadwick. Don't double opt and tap my lifelinkers. All right, you got that. You did it. Got it.
I won't forgive this.
All right, let's kill that and smack you down to 6 here. So they go to 6, we go to 11. As you will. You get to make a 1/1 and end a turn. Trustani. In Trustani we trust. Okay, they topped 1. If they topped a card, that should mean they're not dead this turn, right? Okay, still dead on board. So is this a card, or are they just hoping we just don't castle? They're getting priority like this is a card. The borrower? Sure. I mean, 1 is not none, right? So our second Othakai is lethal here. Oh, you know what? I could have drawn pre-combat and then Tristani would have been lethal, but then they wouldn't be at 1. Oh, I should have scryed first. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be okay. I think we're gonna do it, chat. I think we pulled it through. We're gonna check out some of their options before they hit concede here. Bottoms up. Yeah, buddy. Survey says. Oh, sweet. Alright, so that was only the first match of this deck. We got a bunch more coming up. 3 or 4 more at least. I am going to run to the restroom really quick, though. I need to fill my water bottle. It's been a long stream today. I'm going to go for a little bit more, so I don't want to be empty. So back in just a second with some more Abzan Hero. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it and do it and do it and do it again. Sure. Let's draw some lands, huh? A good number of lands in this deck. Famous last words. Who's ready? Who's ready to concede without a third land in play? I know I am. That's fine. We just hit Diamond 2, so this one's a free roll. So if we like brick and die, doesn't hurt the rank. There's some data-driven reason for having a 15-card sideboard. That's just how it's always been. If it was good enough for my father and my father's father, it's good enough for me, chat. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen none. Do I trophy a trail here? I think I trophy a trail here. And then we like hope to draw an untapped land and have Vraska eat the other trail next turn. I fixed their colors. Okay, it's a little scary. Hoping to draw an untapped land here so we can Vraska. Tilt! Temple of Tilt! Why? Why you gotta do me dirty like that, my lady? What did I ever do to you? Temple of Tilt. Temple of Tilt. Temple of Tilt. Do 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 beep beep beep. So you get to eat a food, draw a card here. Why are all of the play patterns in this format awful? Why do all of the decks that are good in this format just have the most rancid play patterns? It's land destruction, like mono counter spells, and like Doom Foretold. Like those are like three of the main decks in this format. And Embercleave, like those are what we have to pick from. That's what we've got. Ugh. They banned all the usual strategies, right? All right, well, we drew the third land at least, even if we didn't get more past that. What am I trimming here? Do you remember Mono Red? I do remember Mono Red. Mono Red's great. That's true. Taker does die to Devil. It's okay against their activations, but it does just die to Devil. I have enough ways to kill Oven that's probably not relevant, though. No, I agree, Tumto. In fact, I think I don't think it's a stretch to say that in the current standard format, Embercleave is better than Temur Battle Rage would be in most of the decks playing it. I think most of the decks playing Embercleave would rather have Embercleave than Temur Battle Rage if they could play both. Homemade burritos aren't bad, Demir Spy. That's something Christy and I make with some consistency. Burritos. I should get burrito for dinner. That sounds great. I think we're keeping this, huh? I'm gonna keep and bottom Mortify here. A Republican just said, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." So it's almost like you'd have to be insane to back Trump. Weird, right? Weird how that works. Play an oven. Play a cat. And Goose, we'll settle for Goose. I'm gonna bottom that. I think I just want to look for lands. I've got 3 ways to kill things in my hand. Shadows Paul, thanks for the 1.5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Let's see what else they do here. It might just like take this hit this turn and like untap Vraska, kill this. Although I guess if they hold these, they could use these to finish Vraska, so maybe that's not ideal. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to trophy this. And then I'm gonna untap and Kaya eat a goose.
I'm gonna make you suffer.
My teeth have like just about hit the point in this set of trays where they've been hurting long enough that they almost feel like they don't hurt even though my mouth is still sore. It's like, well, I know it doesn't actually not hurt because they're sore, but it almost like it's gone away. Actually, when I scheduled my next time I'm going in to see the dentist, I worked out that we're gonna change trays on Thursday nights from now on. So that way I only have to be uncomfortable on Friday. Huh? It's like play a 3-4 or 4-3. I think I'm just gonna play a 4-3. It's like defense. Turkey, thank you for the 3rd of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I wonder if I regret eating a land here. I'm gonna get like Casualties of War next turn and hate myself. Sweet.
Pathetic.
No regrets. All right, some regrets. Some regrets.
Its pain is our
Okay. Now I get Kaya, Eat the Cauldron Familiar. Is Warren still my personal frontrunner? I don't know. I think I'm on the Bernie train at this point. Warren pivoted some of her Medicare for all stuff again, which is like, I don't know. There's a thing where Democrats who appear to be progressives get more centrist the closer we get to the actual election. And it feels like that might be what we're currently experiencing with Warren. I think after Pete pivoting, and like Warren didn't pivot as much as Pete, but like she still moved her position. I feel like at this point I trust Bernie to pick a progressive running mate more than I trust any of the rest of them to, because like my only holdup on Bernie is his age. So long as he picks a progressive running mate, I'm fine with him. Those shifts are generally indicators of corporate influence. They need more money as the campaign goes on. Yeah, I'd believe that. I also think there's tactical value in them changing their position. So like, because like, I think people like Pete definitely, and probably Warren to a degree too, are realizing they can't beat Bernie in the progressive lane. I think at this point, I can't afford to sacrifice a land. I just have to +2, sack nothing, and pass here. Like, I have 6 drops in my deck, so like sacking down to 4 lands seems bad. I'd be happy with the Yang nomination. At this point, my list of people that I would be happy with seeing nominated is Yang, Warren, and Bernie. I believe I'm going to vote for Bernie, unless, like, my state votes on Super Tuesday. So, unless Bernie is, like, super far behind and Warren is way up there, I'm pretty sure I'm voting for Bernie at this point. User-friendly, yep. Yep. When will we know who the Democratic candidate is? I believe it's all the primaries were done by the end of February, right? I don't actually know the exact date off the cuff. I just know it's not till early next year. Well, we're ahead until they find a Casualties of War. Yeah, Kaya is definitely good in these matchups. Super Tuesday is March 3rd. Sounds right. Oh. Yikes. Think the media is going to take its claws out as Bernie is surging? Do you think it will affect his campaign? Yeah, I mean, definitely, right? Like, the media holds a lot of sway in the United States, just like in most countries. Like, Trump wouldn't exist as a politician if the media wasn't able to heavily sway what people think and feel. Major Casualties of War. Major Casualties of War. I feel like not playing this card's probably a punt, huh? Is that the case? Why are there not casualties in our deck? Is there a reason we're not playing the good cards because we can't ramp to it? I mean, to be fair, we have a similar number of lands to our opponent here. There aren't casualties in the deck because I forgot that card existed. We're gonna put some casualties in here in a minute. I didn't block because this has menace, so I can't block. I think Garruk's worse than Casualties. Yeah, we definitely, I think that's accurate, coin flip. So far, the way these games have played out, it feels like we don't have a real card advantage engine. So we've got 7 lands in play, and we've eaten 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. We have an 11 total, so we've actually only drawn 1 more land than the opponents. Like I said, very, very close ratios overall. We've had 11 lands and 24 cards. Like, the number of lands we've drawn is about average. We've just drawn a lot of cards this game. So, like, the games where you see a lot of cards, you're going to draw a lot of lands. That's how Magic works. When you talk about flooding, you should always think about it in terms of proportions as opposed in terms of like just the raw number. Because like if you draw 12 lands but you saw half your deck, it's not really. We did slog through Casualties there, which feels good. When in doubt, slog it out. The intention of Kethis is supposed to be to just like generate card advantage in the mid to late game while being an okay body in the early game. I need a hero. Do 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 do. I think the odds they can sack 2 things this turn are low. I guess if they go cat plus oven, I get pretty sad. I think this is a worthwhile gamble. Yeah, Casualties is a card that's much better than Garruk at catching us up when we're behind. Like, Casualties is the type of card where, like, you're, like, super far behind. You're like, oh, yeah, I peeled Casualties. They're dead now. So, trophying this on their upkeep, because this is before they have a chance to draw anything else that can sacrifice. And if I did this at the end of on my turn, they'd get a forest and activate the goose, which I don't want. And they get to untap the goose immediately. Read. Read. I think I have to trade this Vraska for their devil, unfortunately. Oh, they're sacking land. Sweet. Yeah, if they didn't sack the land there, they could have killed Vraska with the trigger. Now they're not going to have a thing to do that now, which is great. And again, like, we're in an okay spot until they rip Casualties. Okay, now this goose can eat this to kill Vraska. Thanks for the 11 months, Winding Road. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I think this is a worthwhile trade. So we're going to go ahead and take it here. What? Really? Is that a thing? Yeah, you killed my token instead of my planeswalker. Deal. In. Agreed. I think that pause there was them realizing what they did. I guess if this is a removal spell, they can kill hero and then attack Vraska, so that makes sense. If they have the ability to kill this, killing my token makes sense here. Yeah, or if they have casualties, that could imply casualties as well. Oh yeah, they also messed up and made black mana, so they couldn't make a food. He's so love-struck, chat. Sacrifices must be made. Just gonna go ahead and play this out so I have a chump blocker for Vraska. Let's make it a 4-3. And if they choose to attack with this, I have a lot of power on the backswing. Oh, they're Gusto summoning Zik anyways. Yeah, good call. Okay. You're like a Mayhem Devil away from slaughtering us. Actually, I can just double block. Yeah, let's just double block. Let's gobble gobble. They have Castle Lockwayne here. I'm going to start pressuring them with these though. This makes tokens every turn to make Vraska a little bit easier to feed. If we get a Casualty Wars of our own to draw 2 here, would be an absurd spot. Garruk's still not terrible. Wow! What is that? They wanted 2 food more than killing both of these. They have a sweeper? Okay. Yep. That's what that means. Got it. Brutal. Speaking of card advantage. Sick. So we kind of both have a second draw every turn. Theirs takes mana, mine takes a permanent. Mine's not so much a second draw as a conversion of resources. Yeah, I don't know that the Kethis part of this deck is actually good. Every time, like, this game hasn't been short, and, like, I can't use Kethis, right? Like, I feel like almost every time I've opened my graveyard to be like, oh yeah, can I use Kethis? The answer is just like, no. Answer is still no, right? Yeah, I only have 2 legendaries in here. Alright, let's just try and kill him. They have a lot of food here, though. He looks cool in your hands, he does. So they're at a virtual 17 currently, which we do have dead. We have them dead from 17 and 2. So we got that going for us. Yeah, so it's no combo deck. Feel like if we're correct to not sacrifice your lands to Vraska, Kethis would be more playable. Yeah, that's true too. We also like use up our stuff really quickly. I'm gonna play this and pass, I think, here. Because, I don't want to play this out as well. Because if they rip Massacre Girl, they get back in it. You just like it for the stat line? I guess it does accelerate us too, technically, to like Tristani. The stat line was good against, the stat line was good in the blue-red matchup, that's for sure. Da-da-da-da. Bye, Felicia. Alright, we should get some casualties in here, right? Like, probably 2 to 3 in the 75. How many lands are we playing? Are we at 25 or 26? 26, good. And, like, this is the challenge, too. Like, if I'm adding this card, am I cutting legends for it? Maybe it's like Midnight Reaper out. This one's kind of random. It doesn't synergize with too much of our stuff. It's a value card. Like, this is a value card. Can trim a Mortify. Alright, so I added 2 without taking out legendaries there, so let's give this a go. Do I want a third one on the sideboard? Casualty is just like the best card against the Cat Oven decks. The mana base support casualties as is. So I guess that's a good question. Around 13 black. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to a 14th black. That's a good call. Passage requires completely reworking the mana. I don't know, maybe that's worth doing. You just like cut all the temples and like add basics. You'd like cut the 6 temples for like 2 swamps, 4 passages. That sucks, twin. Against this opener, I play Tithe Taker on 2, right? Just every time. Likely the flash deck. Not flash. Okay. Some kind of Yarok brew, yeah. Yeah, field looks like a bit of a brew. Could be something similar to like what Manguchi played with the Black Splash for Yarok. Oh, 4-color. Ooh, okay. All right. All right. You have my attention. I'm listening. Yeah, some kind of like 4-color elemental fires. Seems like gas. I feel like we're about to get a bunch of Cavaliers shoved down our throat. This doesn't sound good for the home team. Yep. Alright. Yikes. Yikes. I miss Yarok Field 2. I miss Yarok Field 2. Despark sounds great here. Casualty sounds great. Night of Autumn sounds good. Vraska's probably pretty bad. Doesn't seem like they have a lot of stuff that gets killed. Rest of these seem fine. Need one more card to bring back in. An Oath. Yeah, I guess Oath kills Risen Reef. I like it. I like Oath killing Risen Reef. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to mulligan this to, like, try and find things that can pressure the opponent. Our deck doesn't have a ton of threats in it. Or a ton of cheap threats, especially. There's no guarantee that, like, if I toss this back, I get a faster hand. The old Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid, Fires deck. A true classic. Let's Oath the Reef here. You don't fear the Reefer, chat. Do y'all remember brand new, innocent M20 Standard? Do y'all remember people thinking Risen Reef was too good? Does that take anybody else back? Remember when that was a thing? That there were actual human beings that put those together into thoughts or were like, yes, this is the card that's too good. Risen Reef, get it out of here. And I like Grohl in Historic. It's less good with Once in Veil ban, but probably still fine. Nah, I think Yarok's just much, much worse than Mayhem Devil. We actually played a Sultai Yarok cat deck at one point. If you want to see an example of it.
We were born for the hunt.
Born for the hunt. Ah. Wow, they got Trophy in their deck, just like full on. Full on 4-color. I wonder if red's their splash? No, they have Red Cavalier in their deck too. Good golly. Yeah, I agree, extras. It took a while for people to really appreciate all the Cavaliers. Definitely agree with that. Gosh, if I Mortify this, they get their Risen Reef back. Once in Veil are suspended. Listen, I'm confident those two aren't coming back. We might get Field or Oko back. We're not once in Veil of Summer are getting shift deleted out of recent Magic formats, okay? They can go play in Legacy with the rest of Magic's happy accidents. Yikes. Selling them banned in Modern. Sorry, that format doesn't exist anymore. Ain't nobody got time for Modern. Modern, you mean Pioneer with extra steps? Yes. Yes, that is what I mean. Their heads are up a butt. Their heads are firmly up Trump's butt. In fact. Well, I've got some tracts of land. You can play Solitaire, enjoy my ignore list, Tron player losing to me playing Neosol brand. Tron players getting salty about their matchups gives me life. Listen, if you register Tron lands, you deserve to get Neosol branded every other match until you stop registering Tron lands. Modern is literally the format of everybody doing terrible things to each other. There's Bay of Wishes in their deck too. Excuse me? Good Lord. All right, we're done. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's try one more with this. I don't know. I don't know that, like, the power level of what this deck is doing really feels there. Like, the payoffs and, like, what the other decks are doing in terms of, like, what their synergy gets you at the end of it all are much stronger than, like, what this deck is doing. It feels like. Okay, sweet. Yeah, let's keep. It's a scry for a third land. Okay. Yikes. All right. Get to play Hero on 2. Sick. Curve it on out, playing Magic. Do 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 do. Oh, definitely playing Magic. All right. Don't play a Sphinx. 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 Don't do it. Clary on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. This card came into play tapped. I messed up. Do 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 do. So obviously should have played the Temple Garden so I could double spell here, but I can't leave them with fires in play. Gotta get that out of there. Yep. You know, honestly, there's nothing wrong with enjoying Modern. There's, like, when we talk about the types of games that go on in Modern, like, those types of games appeal to a lot of people. So, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, liking to Neosho Brand or Tron people. You just, like, have to understand that, like, that's what everybody's doing in the format at this point, pretty much, at this point. So it's, like, it's hard to get too upset when, like, you know, everybody's doing it. It's the expectation, not the rule. Hopefully they play fires, then play a creature here, and we just get to end their whole career. Hopefully they plus the Teferi as well, just trying to get more value out of it. I don't like it, I love it. Perfect. Ugh.
Trust me, I have a plan.
I agree that the payoff is weaker for other decks, but I like is it gets to interact with what those decks do while constantly adding to the board. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, I feel like with this card, especially going around, I feel like even with being able to interact with the Oven decks on average, I would bet we're a bit of a dog to the Oven decks that are playing a bunch of Casualties. Just because of, like, the amount of card advantage Casualties generates. I don't know. Maybe with Casualties of our own, we could keep up. Maybe. Kethis here, still just looking like a 3-mana 3/4. Honestly, I'm excited to play the non-Kethis hero deck in the queue, because I feel like you're right that we have a lot of great interaction in this deck, but this card just doesn't really feel like it's pulling its weight, and I feel like we've made some suboptimal card choices trying to maximize this card, rather than just playing all good cards. Sure. They're through two Clarions already. Maybe they won't have another one. Famous last words. Die relatively quickly to this in the air. Yeah, I should have bottomed that. They didn't. They chose to keep both their cards with this. I should have bottomed this. That was a mistake. Wouldn't be surprised if they have, like, another Sphinx or Blue Cavalier and we die here. So Despark's great. This is good against their sweeper. Casualty sounds fine. Night of Autumn sounds fine. Kaya's not great. Vraska's not great. Sorin's not great. This doesn't do anything. This might be okay. Tithe Taker, they don't play on our turn. This seems fine. Okie doke. Let's draw some lands. The art on this card's great. Baby Yoda, he's 50, so he's eligible. All right, I'm gonna expose my pop culture ignorance here for a moment, but where is the Baby Yoda thing from? Like, I don't follow Star Wars stuff, so, like, is that from one of the upcoming movies, or is it a fan-made thing? The man, what is that? It's a show? Is it different than normal Star Wars then? Oh, it's a Disney Plus show. Okay, got it. That makes sense. It's like a space western, okay. Listen, if you followed this channel for a little bit, you know I don't do anything Star Wars, okay? This should not be a surprise to you. I thrive in fantasy genres, not space. Not a huge fan of the space settings. Feels Hoaglandia, man. Hey, Sword of the Storms, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Nah, I just don't do anything with space settings. That being said, to piss off the other fandom, I also never got into Lord of the Rings. Also wasn't really my cup of tea. We watched read a lot of Harry Potter as a child. Because you dislike quality entertainment. Oh. I read like D-rate fantasy novels growing up. Like, what was it? I read a bunch of the Dragonlance series as an adolescent. Those were the books that I read. I read a lot of Magic the Gathering novels as an adolescent. Yeah, overall, my takeaways from playing this are that the Abzan removal feels good. The rest of it just kind of felt Like, Kethis was hard to activate, and like a 3/4 for 4 is just, or for 3 is just like nothing to write home about anymore in Magic. I don't know that this felt like it was doing anything meaningfully different than like the other Abzan, like the Abzan Doom list that we played before this. There's another hero list that we're gonna play. Probably next week's our next standard one. That's playing a little bit more a little bit less focused on legends and just good multicolored cards. It's got like Fine Finality and Seraphim, so I'm interested to see how this compares to the list that we just played that was trying to force Kethis. So, at any rate, that's going to wrap up our Magic segment for today. I'm going to go ahead and do a hour or so of Mythgard to close things out today. I can get my game category switched over and get that loaded up. For people that are just here for Magic stuff, I'll be back to Arena on Friday. I'm taking tomorrow afternoon off so I can go do something at Jake's school. I'll be back. I'll be doing Pioneer tomorrow morning, but I will not be doing Arena tomorrow afternoon. Llama, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right.